I'm going to tell you a story about a man. It starts with my father, I suppose. He had some issues. Who doesn't, though? I know I've had my fair share. Christ. What a little idiot I was back then. Truth is, I don't have a lot to say about my dear old dad. Anyway, this story isn't about him. As far as I'm concerned, his soul is up there with all the greats, finally taking his rightful place amongst them. Back then, I didn't have the perspective that comes with age. It's hard to explain now. But it felt like there was a sort of gaping hole at the center of myself that was crying out to be filled. Only one person I knew who might have the answer. The birdman. People thought he was a shaman or a con man or just plain crazy. But he looked straight in my eyes and an understanding passed between us. Where do I find what I'm looking for, birdman? The mountains. I hated the fucking mountains. But what could I do? Time to put aside my childish ways. I set off immediately, taking swills from the flask of sacred juice Birdman gave me to ferry me along on my spiritual quest. So like her fate would have it, I even got a little help on the way up.
On a ride, honey? Come on.
Thanks for the ride.
So where are you headed?
Up the mountain?
Up the mountain, he says. It would have taken you a week just to get up to that trail if I hadn't come along.
She talks a lot. Ho chatter, my old man used to call it. Nattering about nothing. I asked her how she lost her eye.
How'd you lose your eye?
Had a daughter. A little bitch of a daughter. She stole my heart, my money, and my eye. You got any parents?
No.
Well, guess that makes you real special. And I guess you won't be breaking my heart either.
She looks at me funny and I start to feel sick. Something wasn't sitting well with me.
Oh, God! Just get out of this car and take this thing with you.
The world was shifting under my feet. Too many footsteps. Ghosts scuffing up dirt into my eyes. The trees were closing in, telling me things I never wanted to hear. Birdman must have slipped something into the sacred juice. Damn you, Birdman. You crafty old shaman. When I came to, the world had simmered down. Everything was quiet, peaceful. That's when I saw her. She was beautiful. The little minx. Where'd she come from? She, I wondered. Is she what I've been looking for? Could she be the answer? But no, just another bump on the road. I closed up shop and continued on my way. The mountain began to take its toll. My legs wanted to buckle under me, but I walked and I walked, knowing that I was closer every minute.
You pull them out of the water and they all look the same. Like fish. But you take a look inside. Well, it's just like you always hear them say. It's what's inside that counts. Oh, this is no good. A narcissist.
How can you tell?
Something in the way they bleed.
What the fuck are you doing?
Coward! Don't you want to see what kind of man you are inside?
What kind of man am I?
Kind that's got a lot of demons in it. Demons to kill. Only way you'll be whole, son.
The demons. All these years later, I can still feel that knife gripped in my hand. My heart racing. I couldn't walk when I could run. It was all coming together. I was going to kill my demon, and I was going to be whole. My soul cried out for blood. I heard him before I saw him. His breathing rattled and hissed like a snake. It all led me. Healer. Ugly dog. I shouted my triumph to the hills. My quest was over. But what do you do after you finish your journey? After all your questions are answered? Well, anything you want. It's a big wide world out there. A big wide world. Out there.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
No. I'd say that's about it.
It's time.
In the gears of a turning century, I met the dean and the dungeoness. Their eyes said it's so sad to meet you. What they said something else. There were bottles reflecting fire, fine wines for the Anderson, and in the shadow of a 10-foot Douglas fir, I spied my catalysts, found a local evening anchor, and told him he's the best. I found the dog in a ball by the heater, and slipped him a spare rib, all sweet talk from the kitchen, bad comedy